Hello, all you very nice people out there. What do you think of the legs? Pretty good legs? Well, would you like to make some legs? I know that legs are popular these days for VTubers. It's the trend. Now, do you have a Vroid Studio avatar? Do you wish to have legs on your desk? Well, it's actually pretty easy to do if you've got a few simple tools. So if you can hang on there with me, I will show you how. Alright, so first off, you're going to want to get yourself some kind of program that will allow you to manipulate your avatar around. So I'm using Mitene, 3TENE. You can get that off of Steam. It's nice for doing poses, has little animations loaded in, gives different options, but I prefer it in particular for purposes like this because you can go to the background settings, go to the custom colors, and set a transparent background for screenshots. And this will allow the screenshots that you take, if you set them up to be PNG files, to be entirely transparent, which will save you a lot of time when editing things down later. Go to, in this particular case, what I find most useful for getting leggies is to pick the flutter pose. That's some very nice fluttering there. I'm borrowing an avatar from my friend Gloria Sunrise, ain't she lovely, folks? And ignore any underwear shots out of politeness here. So what we do, we tip it all the way up. Well, it's more or less all the way up. As you see, we've got leggies. Zoom it in a little bit more so you get a bigger image to work with. Scoot it on down. And myself, I like the leg shape like this here. I think it looks best for that sort of capture, for that sort of crop that we're going to be doing. So let me just grab that here. We're gonna hit this to save an image. Saved an image, and there we go. So that's the hard work done there. Next item of business, you are going to want to open that image up in your image editor of choice. I'm using PaintShop Pro, a very old version of it because that's what I have. You want something that will allow you to operate with layers and work with transparencies. This gets the job done for me, so that's what I do. And the trick of what you really need to do here is to basically crop it all, get rid of all the bits that aren't legs, and then you're going to actually mirror. In this case, as long as your legs are symmetrical, you'll be mirroring these two here. If they're not symmetrical, you can always have one leg sticking out. You can find another leg to find the pose from another pose in Mitene, whichever the case. But for the basic purpose that I'm using here, we're just doing a bit of mirroring. So I'm going to do a little selection crop. I'm going to just mirror Gloria's legs from here. We're going to cut them off with the thighs about right here. Give it enough space to actually work later. So crop that. It works a little better, I suppose. We're going to... So I'm not terribly concerned with... Actually, yes, but a little bit of sloppy editing here. I'm going to... delete that. I'm going to then save myself trouble with the editing later. We're going to just highlight out all this other stuff here. Grab my tablet, grab my freehand, get rid of the stuff that's not leg. I'll be right back with you here. Let's do a quick, convenient cut. Alright, so cleanup duty's done. Now we've got one leg that's good to go. What do we do with this leg? Well, copy it, paste it, mirror it, and plonk it into place with my wonky photoshopping skills. There we go. And I may need to make some further adjustments here and there, just about where the position is going to be. But all right, there we go. So there we are. So now we've got two legs. Now what do we do with those legs? We will actually highlight the whole thing, copy it again, and then we will paste it as a new layer entirely. And then we will scoot the new layer appropriately into place so it overlaps the way it's supposed to. Which, I don't know why it behaves that way, but sometimes it does. So, move it to where it ought to be so it lines up appropriately. That looks fine. And there we go. So now we are all set. We have a top layer, we have a bottom layer, and we can separate the top from the bottom. So you can just do that with a selection tool. You can use freehand point-to-point selection, and then just delete the stuff that's not upper leg. You can also, and that should do it for you. Like, I think, for instance, you can just like point-to-point. Here we are, just as quick rough. Delete. And you'll see, if we hide the bottom, hey, we're missing a bunch of leg. So you can do that far more up close. You can do that in much more detail. Just click, 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 click along. And clean that all up and get it gone. And do that on the other side as well, once you're done. Alright. Alright, so we've got the dog cleaned up, as you can see. That's all by itself. But we still have the legs on the bottom left. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our magic wand tool instead. Highlight all of that. We're going to invert the selection. And we're going to move down to the bottom layer. And we're just going to delete. Now, one thing you might notice is around here and around here, there is a little bit of trouble with the joins precisely because of the way that was all cut out. Now, that's something that can be cleaned up here. On the top level, you can go in with a brush, with an eraser, and deal with that kind of stuff. You can also paint the bottom in by hand. Again, I believe this is a case of there's a bottom missing. One of the things I find useful for this is a clone brush. It can be hard to get this very precisely done. It can be tricky, I find, but a clone brush, for instance, is just like, we're going to carry on here. And that's not the right level for that. Hold on. So we're going to clone brush, you see right here, and just paint a little bit of extra space underneath. Get that little bit of glowy happening here. That's fine. We just fill in little extra. It doesn't matter if there's overlap underneath on the other layer. Ah, yes. Clone brush started to run into the glow here. Smooth that in. And there you go. So that smooths that right back out to make it look good again. And if you see, you hide the top. Well, we smudged it. Looks like garbage, but no one's going to see it, so it doesn't matter. So I'll do that on the other side, and I'll be right back with you after another cut. Very good. Now all that's left is to hide one layer, save this off as a transparent ping. Hide the other layer, save that off as a separate transparent ping. And then you're ready to slap these together in OBS. And there you go. Now you know all there is to know about making yourself some legs. Or at the very least, now you know a little bit about how to make yourself some legs. Feel free to try different poses, different angles, different combinations and overlaps. And feel free to give consideration to maybe what kind of shoes your Vroid model is wearing. I know that it doesn't come up terribly often for most of us, but I think that you could have quite a lot of fun with this. You can do the same thing with arms, I presume, with any portion of your model that doesn't normally get moved around. It's quite versatile for those of us that don't have full mocap. So yes, if you thought this was useful, if you enjoyed this tutorial, I welcome you to like and subscribe. I will hopefully have more similar content available here in the future. Thank you very much. Lampy signing off.